Do you feel a sense of peace inside of you? Like you feel like everything is well, it is well with your soul? Or do you find that you have to do things to feel centered and whole? I've lived this life where I felt like I had to manufacture my peace, like it was a checklist to do. That's the reason why I want to come to you during a time where I believe that peace needs to be your number one strategy. And I have some things I know will help you. So tune in. Let's talk about it. I didn't really like being a loud one, being the person who was always having something to say, feeling like this sense of urgency to do something. And that got on people's nerves. I know that because I used to get on my sister's nerves. I had five older sisters, and I always felt like inside of myself, I was always saying, why do we have to do it this way? Growing up with an abusive father, having to deal with a lot of racism, dealing with a lot of controversy, chaos in my childhood, I always felt this need to fight for something. And when I saw that that was not accepted and it was getting on people's nerves, I thought, well, let me keep the peace. I thought, like hold in the way that I feel, even though I felt like my voice was trembling. I felt like I was, holding back something because I thought this must be what I'm going to need to do to feel a sense of peace. And all that was doing was causing me to feel a deeper urge to want to do something more. Like people were holding me back. And that's when I started to realize that the most work that I need to do is on me. Like for me to feel a sense of peace, it's no one else's job. I can't find peace outside of me. That is a complete inside job. And so I really felt that our team here in Rise with Diana, like, we need to talk about this for women in corporate, women who are higher level, high achieving. We go after things and we've learned behaviors and habits and narratives inside of our mind that say, well, let me not do that because in the past that got me in trouble, or that got me people thinking XYZ about me. And so I'm going to just do this. Well, that's not keeping peace within you. That's actually putting a muzzle on you, making you feel like you are not free. And there is a way that we can begin to find a sense of freedom within ourselves that passes anything that we can understand. And so I wanted to work on this with my team and say, let's talk about peace, that we have to actually use the investment in peace as a strategy for our success. So that requires us to understand what peace means to us inside of our bodies, inside of our souls, inside of our home. Our home is us. Like, this is our home. Like, this body is our home. We have to live inside this body our entire lives. We also have to we live in our homes. Like, I'm in my home right now, and we also live in work. So our environment matters, but we have to have peace in that. And to get peace, I believe I want the kind of peace that Jesus talked about. Jesus said, peace I leave with you, peace I give to you, not like the world gives to you, not like what status and performance does for you, but what I give to you, which is completely internal, completely spiritual. So, we talk about this here in the Rise with Diana community because we know we are spiritual beings having a human experience. A lot of us have it twisted. We are human performative and never really tapping into the spiritual side of us that is like complete peace. And so that's what I want to get with you today. And I'm pulling up the Rise with Diana newsletter that we send out. I always like to read from that when I do these videos because I want to let you know that we spend a significant amount of time, myself and our director of communications, United Curry, to put together these beautiful, deeply connected newsletters to our Rise with Diana communities, our paid newsletter, where they actually get these newsletters and they dive deep. And we do coaching messages within these newsletter. And every single week we meet up and we talk about it. It's just so life changing and so transformative. So what I want to do is I want to read a little piece of that, an excerpt of this newsletter. And when she was quoting, Yanaya was talking about this peace that Jesus was talking about. Um, the peace that he was giving to us, it was saying that it's not the type of peace that hands out like calm feelings. He was giving us access. Christ was like displaying for us the access of an inner world, right? His groundedness, his unshakability, and his supernatural rest. Have you ever heard of supernatural rest? I just really know, as I've been really working on my nervous system and calming my nervous system, is that the rest that we need to have inside of our bodies will provide the renewal and the restoration that so many of us so desperately need. But a lot of us don't have this supernatural rest. And to become supernatural means that you are connecting to a divinity, you're connecting to a source that's beyond this physical existence, that allows you to have this peace that passes anything that you can understand. Financially, you're not doing well, your relationships are not well, you are dealing with a health condition, but yet you can have rest. It's because you are connecting to this supernatural source that allows you to have a peace from within. So, what Yanaya outlined in this newsletter, she said, here's what I want you to know is what's the difference between performative peace and possessing peace looks like. So, I'm going to outline the differences between the two. Here's performative peace. Performative peace is smiling while your body trembles, faking calm while your spirit contracts, micromanaging everyone's emotions, being the strong one at your own expense, and suppressing the truth to maintain an atmosphere. And that was me a lot of time. I'm suppressing my truth to maintain a certain atmosphere that was actually debilitating. That's called performative peace. Now, let's outline the steps of possessing peace and what that looks like. When you possess peace, you access what already exists inside you through this channel that we like to call God, Christ, whatever channel you like to call it, right? So that's what we call it. Letting your nervous system breathe. There's such a thing as allowing your nervous system to feel at rest, receiving instead of striving. A lot of us who are performative, we don't know how to receive. We're constantly striving. I love this one because this is something I have studied quite a bit, and it's to take captive every thought and make it obedient to Christ, or make it obedient to the channel that you believe that you're trying to channel